Okay, here is the upgrade video on what I was talking about before. I didn't want to go into it too extensively on the video that I, recorded of testing these two systems. So I have two of them. Here's the cover of it. Can you still see that cover? So here's the cover of the computer. Obviously I have it off because I have this sitting off to the side. And here is still have the secondary one. Probably can't see it, but this is HP ProDesk 400 G5 MT. I only really needed one, but he gave me a really good deal on the two, so I just got both of them. For what cash I had, in hand. I didn't want to go out and get some more cash. So what I did, I did record another video, right? So I showed in the first part, obviously I'm not uploading that video now because I had an issue and it brought up a whole nother video, but it has two mismatched sticks of RAM, which is the same now. So these were two 4 gig sticks. It seems like everything's pretty much the same about them, but one's Samsung and one's Kingston. So I'll double check if the other system has mismatched RAM like this. I'll put matching RAM together. So I took these two 4 gig sticks out and I put in two 8 gig sticks, so it has 16 gigs now. Still has the i5 8500, so it's a 6-core CPU. I haven't upgraded the power supply yet. I just wanted to see if this video card would work. When I tested it first in the other video I did, right, I got no video out. So I was like, don't even tell me this is going to be one of these HPs that don't want to work with a video card, right? So this is basically explaining, this is kind of an upgrade video for this, because this system here, I'm probably going to list to resell. And if I get what I want out of it, which I don't know what I want really out of it yet, but the intention is that, if it doesn't get a certain amount, I'm just, basically it's for myself. But if someone's willing to pay enough that makes it worth me getting rid of, then I'll do that, since I have two of them, and I'll just get another video card and more RAM to put in the other system. I do have 32 gigs of RAM coming, so I have two 16 gig sticks coming. I think it's 2400 speed, so it's not serious fast. But I can upgrade the other system. If someone bought this one, I can upgrade the other system to 32 gigs. Or I can just, all the RAM I have right now is just 4 gigs sticks. Like, I have these two 8 gig sticks, I have these two 4 gigs, and the two 4 gigs in another system, and then I have four 4 gig sticks. That's Ripjaw's RAM, so that's decent speed, right? So this is the upgrade of this system, and kind of what I'm gonna kind of explain how I got this system to work, right? Which is kind of weird. So it's all plugged in, the video card's in now. Now we'll be running off the video card, but I'll show you once I boot this in. Like, you'll see what it does. Like, I'll pan it up. So you see the monitor. Okay, so I hit the power button. You thinking, okay, the light's on the video card, so it has this little, I don't know if it's RGB or not, or just the two colors there. I haven't downloaded any software. It doesn't require a 6-pin. It does have like the spot for a 6-pin, but it doesn't require it. You can see here, nothing, no display whatsoever. So you're like, oh man. But then it boots in. I didn't get the HP. I didn't get the HP logo or nothing on the screen. Nothing into the OS. So what I had to do was, right, so I went in here, I had the card in, and it kept running to just run off onboard graphics. So I had it plugged into onboard graphics. So then I came over here to Windows. I'll zoom this in so you see what I mean. I'm not going to do screen capture, so put this up. golly, that's jumping pretty fast. What is it? The camera kind of went up farther, and it keeps, I guess, even after I stop panning it down, it keeps going a little bit. I guess that's because the camera's in, the way the camera's set up. But what I did was I went in, I was curious, it's like device manager, right? Let's put this up on the screen. Can you see this? Yeah, so you can see it. Okay, so that's good. So then I notice on here it was saying there's, you know, a display adapter. So right here, you see that really good where it says the 6400, which I'm running off the 6400 right now. It was just saying display adapter. So I was like, okay, I'll run my Ethernet to it and let Windows install the drivers. So I do Windows update, let it install the drivers. The screen blanked out like it would normally do, and then came back in, and then then obviously it was showing the AMD 6400. But I got no image from it beforehand. Even I guess I didn't wait long enough for Windows, you know, and plus I didn't have internet. So the system won't show an image of HP or the BIOS with this video card in. So, but then I knew it was gonna work because I was like, oh, it's still showing up in the operating system. So the card is gonna work in this system because it's showing up in the BIOS. So I let it do the install. And remember, I'm running on onboard graphics, so I'm running on Intel HD graphics, right? So we'll run Task Manager. You can still see that, right? Yeah. So, you know, I was like, so you can see, I was running at that moment, I was still running off the UHD graphics, the 630 graphics at that point. I let it do the install of the drivers for this video card. Then I shut the system down, I switched the HDMI back over to the video card again, and I just let it boot in. And I was like, since the driver's there, the operating system knows it's there. Once the operating system, you know, starts up and runs, it will take over and do the job of the BIOS itself because it has the drivers on it. Then I get an image. But for some reason, I can't. Obviously, it will go into the BIOS, but I need to run on onboard graphics to see the BIOS. And to see the HP logo, it needs to be on onboard graphics. So when you first boot it up, as you've seen, like I'll do it again. Like I'll restart it. Like restart. I'm gonna restart. You can still see the screen, right? So definitely recording like way too much light right there. So what is it? So that's the glare from the screen. So yeah, the glare from the screen is annoying. But you can see here, like, it's booting up really close. So then it just goes in the operating system. So I don't get the HP logo or nothing like that. But I'll show you. Look, you shut this down. I shut this down, and now I don't know if this is gonna show you now since the drivers are on here. But this is where the kind of thing is like, oh my lord, don't tell me this isn't gonna work, because this is what I got this system for. So I could put this video card in, add 16 gigs of RAM, because the system I had intended to put this video card in it is the Dell with the i7 with the i5 7400. But like I play Fortnite. That's what I've been playing lately, because they had the holiday. They still had the holiday event up in the secondary quest log thing. So I was doing that, and now I'm basically I have two Fortnite Save the Worlds accounts. So I'm leveling my other one up and playing my main one too at the same time, right? Because I'm doing all the quests to get that one caught up. So that's what I've been playing this video card on. So even when I did, like, when I do Battle Royale, I do Team Rampage, even that none of my friends really play it anymore. So I just get in a bunch of randoms. I was seeing out of that i5 7400, I was seeing 100% CPU usage. So I was like, oh man, I don't want to see that. You know, even if it was a perfect balance, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see 100% CPU usage. I want to see 100% GPU usage all the time, right? That's what you want to see. You want your video card to be what's holding you back. So I was like, man, no way. So I'm going to have to find something else that's a little bit faster. Obviously, the 7400 is only a 4-core CPU. This is a 6-core. It's an 8500, so it's going to have, I believe, a little higher clock speed, plus 2 extra cores, so this video card will be perfect with that. Obviously, you can go even with a better video card with a CPU, because it's still a good CPU. Even that, you know, people like, oh, I don't like i5s, but I show you what I mean. Like, now I'm taking this, now I have DisplayPort hooked in directly, because I thought maybe that's the issue with like the DisplayPort to this monitor has DisplayPort, DVI, and VGA, so I directly hooked in the DisplayPort. You know, I took the one from my computer, hooked it into here. I don't know where my other cable is, but we'll hook in right into onboard graphics. We'll turn this on. Hopefully you can see my hand moving instead of just a thing, right? Because I'm still zoomed in. So, find the power button. So we'll hit the power button again. Hopefully you can see halfway decent in the glare. And there, see what I mean? Now you see an HP logo. And you'll see the little thing telling you, you know, like, you know, you've seen an HP logo. Now we're running onboard graphics and the video card is still hooked in. So we'll shut this down again. Don't want to make it too long. But basically, I'm going to title this as, you know, HP, whatever the name of this is, I keep forgetting, upgrade, and how I actually got it to work with the video card. So now the system's going to shut down. Okay, now the system's going to shut down. It's taking a while. Okay, there's the system's off. Fans are off. Now I take the DisplayPort cable out and I'll put it back in the video card. And we'll hit, I guess I could zoom this back out because you don't need to be zoomed all the way out. So do like that, so then you can see the video card's in. I'm hooked in right here. Here's a wire right here hooked into the video card. Hit the power button again, and you look at it and be like, oh man, it's not working. Why isn't it working? Why am I not getting a display? You wait, yeah, no display. So it's going like it should say the HP, and then it goes here, and then the operating system starts. You see now the video card's working perfectly fine. You know, like why was it doing that? I'm not for sure. But you know, this is what I had to do. Like I was saying, I'll repeat what I said earlier. So I ran off of onboard graphics, let Windows start up, hooked it Ethernet in, so it could have internet. I still had a display, and I let Windows install the drivers for the video card. The screen, you know, did its normal thing for a driver. So the screen flashed off, it's turned back on, and then in Device Manager, it finally showed up. And it was showing up before that. It just said a display adapter on here, instead of saying the RX 6400, it was saying display adapter. So I let Windows do the install of the drivers itself. Normally I download them. I have it downloaded, so I'm going to reinstall it anyways. But once it showed up and it was in, I shut the system down, switched over to HDMI, and let it start up. I was like, sometimes I had computers that would do that. It wouldn't show the BIOS. You couldn't get in the BIOS with the video card in it or see the logo for the computer. So then I just let it start up like normal. In the same amount of time, it still starts up. You know, like if I had it in the onboard graphics, it gives you the HP and then gives you a little circle and then starts up Windows, right? So once the drivers were on here, and it probably would have showed up too if I would have let it run long enough, but I let it run for a decent amount of time. So without the drivers on it, I wasn't getting a display from this video card. And I know the video card works because I had it in the Dell, and I didn't have the same issue with the Dell. I could get in the BIOS with this video card. So as long as this video card's in, if you need to go in the BIOS for some reason, you have to have it on onboard graphics because it won't display through the video card. Once Windows takes over everything that it needs to do, it runs fine. It's showing the AMD Radeon RX, 6400 in the BIOS now. So basically this is going to be the it's just the video of me upgrading this system and how I got this system to work off this video card. It was kind of weird, frustrating, because the only reason I bought this system was to put this video card in it and add the 16 gigs of RAM to it, add 8 gigs to it. I was really hoping that it had one 8 gig stick in it, like I was saying, because I was going to pull the other 8 gig stick out of the other system and put it in here, because obviously this is 2666 versus the 2133 I have now. So the system's all up and running now perfectly fine. You just don't get an HP logo, and you can't get in the BIOS through the video card. You have to run on onboard graphics. So now this system has an i5 8500, 16 gigs of RAM, and the AMD RX 6400. Still has the 120 gig SSD and the 2 terabyte hard drive. Obviously I'm going to show you the performance of this once I put this all back together and get some, right now, like I said, I'm playing Fortnite, so retest the Fortnite on there. I'll probably even test CS2. I want to say CSGO all the time, but I want to make this too long because other videos like an hour long too of me testing and get both these systems to run. But yeah, this was an annoying part of the system. I thought this was not going to work with this video card, and I was like, golly, seriously? Someone else might want that from the building, but I'm doubting it. I hear that all the time, like, I'll buy it, but then when they come to buy it, they expect me to just give it to them for nothing. It's like, I gotta have my money back at minimum. Plus I'm going to be adding the 730 to it. If the 730 performs faster than the onboard graphics, 730 isn't that good of a card, but as long as it performs better than the onboard graphics, I'll put it in there. Like, I have to have at least my money back on it. That's all I'm concerned about, is if I get my money back from it, we're perfectly fine. But not just giving it away for nothing. I can't do that because I have a budget that I do for this hobby, and if that budget hits zero, I won't be doing this hobby anymore. It's like I'm taking this money, and if I make money off of it, that's good, because that means I can buy more stuff. Basically I can buy multiple computers from the same person, and multiple, like this one right here. I bought 2 of them off him instead of just one. Only had a purpose for one of them. This is the purpose here. Adding this video card, more RAM, so I can take advantage of this video card 100%. But yeah, you can see the hassle I went through on getting this video card to work. And if you watch this in the future and you bought one of these and you're like, man, I put my video card in and now I'm not getting nothing, now you know what you need to do to get the video card working. Thank you for watching. If you made it all the way this far, like, leave in the comment, did you buy one of these or get your hands on one of them, put a video card in it that didn't need extra power, and you couldn't get it to work, so you just ended up keeping it and not running the video card and got a whole different system, or you just got rid of the system because you thought it wouldn't work, or you thought your video card was bad, so you bought a system like this, got it new, used, whatever, and you put your video card in it, and you thought it didn't work. You thought the video card was bad, or the system was, obviously you knew the system's good because you couldn't run on onboard graphics, but you thought the video card was bad, So you just sold the video card off or gave it away to someone or threw the video card away because you thought it was bad. Turns out that card is probably good and it just wasn't displaying until you let Windows install the drivers for the video card. I haven't had that ever, really. Any video card I had, I put in, didn't display the BIOS or the logo. Once Windows started up, was still display off the card. So for me to get a display off of this card, I had installed the drivers first. Windows recognized it. So hopefully this helps you out. You know, this is a longer video than I thought. So it's an upgrade in how I got this video card to work. Hopefully it helps you out. You buy one of these and you're like trying to figure out why my video card won't work. Run off of onboard graphics first. Put the video card in, run on onboard graphics, start Windows up, either manually install the drivers, you know, or let Windows install the drivers. Once they're installed, and you can see it in Device Manager, shut the system back, shut the system off, and then change your, change to the video card output, and then just wait a couple seconds. The same amount of time it starts. Like if your computer takes a minute to boot up, wait a minute and let Windows actually start up. Then it would take over and do what it needs to do, you know, like normal. Once Windows starts up, you get new drivers and all this, and it will do its purpose, what it's meant to do, right? Then you'll get an image. You know, I keep saying that over and over again, but I was frustrated with it. I was like, man, I bought this. I got a really good price, but now I got to try to get rid of 2 of them instead of 1 because it won't work for what I need. But hopefully this helps someone out, even if it helps just one person. They're like, I bought that. My video card doesn't work. And they get on YouTube and they try to figure out why it's not wanting to work. Hopefully this helps you out. And hopefully you didn't actually buy one of these and throw your video card away because you thought it was no good, because it didn't give me a display until I installed the drivers. So like I was saying, I can hook in the display port. Windows would start up, and I let it run for that same amount of time. Windows will start up, and I still wouldn't get a display. Obviously, I could have left it there and let Windows install the drivers. Then a display would have came up, right? But at first, I was getting nothing out of the video card for display until I hooked it in through onboard graphics, where I can actually see what it's doing and go into Windows and tell it to do an update. When I did that and installed the drivers, and now the card's working. So I say it again, hopefully this helps someone out, and if it does, leave that in the comments below. Be like, yeah man, I got one of these for a decent price and I tried to put my video card in it and it didn't work, and I thought my video card was bad because I bought it. You know, I bought it off of eBay. I bought it used and I thought I got hosed on it. You know, and if this method still works for you too, that's hopefully what, keep hitting the side panel. That's why, originally this was just going to be an upgrade video, like me throwing in RAM and the video card and then it up and working. But then it came into me having a problem with the video card not displaying until I, installed the drivers. I keep saying that over and over again. So this is where I'm going to cut the video. The system's working now off the video card once the operating system works. This system's going to be a lot faster. I shouldn't see 100% CPU usage out of this, because the video card should be what's holding it back. Unlike the i5 7400, I never had one before. I had a 6400, a 6500, and an 8400, but I never had a 7400. But that 7400 was holding back this video card a little bit, at least in Fortnite, because I was seeing 100% CPU usage on the same settings I had, right? So this should help it out. I want the video card to be the weakest source in here. But yeah, it's gonna wrap it up on what it took to get the system up and running with the video card. Thank you for watching again. Comment in the bottom anything. Yeah, you had one. I didn't put a video card in it. I didn't think it supported one, so like I put my video card in it, but it didn't work. But I know my video card works, so I just bought a whole new system and gave my other system away. You know, what happened with the system? You know, like I was saying, a hassle I had to get this to this point. But yeah, the display went off, went to sleep. But yeah, thank you for watching. It's gonna call this a wrap.